we are today lucky enough to be serving up some hot disability with two-time Grammy nominated artist, producer, songwriter, the man living with total intention, Chris Redding.
Oh man, I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to finally connect with you, and let's talk. Let's talk disability. Let's talk the big dis. Let's talk
Yeah,
let's talk
the
it.
big D. Yes, we've been trying. We tried to do it before the Grammys, and it's been worth the wait. I'm just so excited, and congratulations on
Mhm.
your nominations, and just so exciting. And before we get into it, I do want to give a quick verbal description of ourselves for the viewers who well, hold on, my screen went off. There we go. For our viewers who are blind and low vision, so I am in a Manhattan apartment with taupe walls. I've got a light behind me, white trim. I've got dark brown hair, a little past my shoulders. I'm wearing a navy and white striped shirt. And if Chris, if you will give a description of yourself, please.
Sure, yes. So I am black man, green eyes, and I'm wearing a black shirt and a New York Yankee fitted. Let's go.
Representing New York today. I found out before you guys came along for the ride that Chris actually used to live in New York. I love that. And you
Yeah,
live now in Florida. Where in Florida do
Florida,
you
baby.
live?
I live in Palm Beach, Florida, believe it or not,
Palm
and it's a
Beach.
lot. It's a lot going on here. A lot of controversy. With wanting to change airport names and the traffic being backed up into Mar-a-Lago and all those things. But we're surviving. We're surviving.
Yes.
It seems like we're always like kind of the center of controversy here anytime around election season and stuff in Palm Beach. We got a bit of a history of that, but this is where I'm born and raised. Most people come here and that they're visiting and they move here, but I'm from here, baby, born and raised.
I love it. And you're able to navigate that controversy, I'm sure, with ease, because I do
Mhm.
think, that Florida does get a bad rap from up here in New York. It's like, oh, stay away from there. And I think
Oh yeah.
it's all about who you are, how you interact with people, let's just all keep the peace.
Yeah, they give us a rap for being crazy here, so the
Kind
Florida
of
crazies.
ironic, kind of ironic.
No, I
So,
think it is.
Chris,
We're just a bit eccentric because we got so much here. We got the beach, we got like the wetlands, we got the woods and the suburban life. You get everything here. So I think people are just running around trying to decide like what they want. So
yes.
everybody's fighting for their little piece. So
Well, and you've got options, that's the whole
got
thing,
options.
and you can change it each weekend with what you want. So I think that's beautiful, but I think it's a great place to raise your family. So
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
and we're gonna talk about them here in a little bit. So
Yeah, I think we put like New York, you're kind of forced to like to build community because everybody's so close together. So here
right,
is just you have the options. You can be by
yes,
yourself or
exactly,
you can be
yes.
in community
Sit
for
out
sure.
in your backyard, what a concept,
Yeah.
be able to look at some grass out your window. I love
I know
that
that
as I
sounds a
look at
bit
these.
foreign to New Yorkers.
All I see is buildings right now out my window, but at least there's a little bit of sunshine. So
Yeah.
yeah. No, so Chris is known for a very unique healing sound. That's what that drew me to him, and how I connected with him, because he fuses a soothing, spiritual soulful chants from the heart into this beautiful rhythm. His music, it happens to greatly resonate with people on the autism spectrum. It, of course, resonates with everyone, but people on the autism spectrum are really drawn to it. And he will tell us more about that. He actually recorded this album in a certain frequency specifically for people with autism. So we're going to hear about that. And I just want to thank you again, Chris, for taking the time to meet with
Oh,
me. I'm
always,
so excited to talk to you.
always. It's such a pleasure. Always, it's a pleasure and honor to be here.
Oh, well, thank you so much. So I'd like to first get into your second Grammy nominated album that has been on the charts now, and what was nominated at this year's Grammys. It's called The Colors in My Mind,
Hmm.
and it is the first album ever. It has made history to have the first nonverbal autistic person on an album. Is that correct? Am I saying that
Yes, on a
exactly?
Grammy-nominated album. Yes, yes, yes. History's been made.
Yeah, I just love it. So exciting. And so, what I would like for you to do is to please tell people who that little giggle that we hear at the beginning and who that voice is on the album.
Yeah. So that voice, that little voice, is my son Christian. He is our non-speaking 7-year-old little boy on the autism spectrum, and I mean, he loves music like his daddy. Yeah, from the moment we introduced it, introduced music into his life, he just really immersed himself into it, and it really re-inspired me all over again. I think I was at that point of like, feeling creatively low. I didn't, know where my
Mhm.
inspiration was going to come from, or I didn't even know if I still want to continue music. And I was kind of in that space, and he reminded me all over again, why I do this, and why it's so important. And it was just great to see him just gravitate to it, and you know just be a part of this creative process.
I love it. And I mean, it's so true. About just the we'll say the funk. You were in a funk, and it's so important during those times to kind of remain open, and this is
Mhm.
actually what came to you, which is so beautiful, to just kind of hold steady. I know you're a very faithful person as well, and I think
Yeah.
God really came through on this.
For sure, for sure. It was definitely a God thing because, when I look at it, I was very afraid about being this vulnerable. It was a time where I didn't even know if we wanted to talk about or tell people, our experience with Christian, his diagnosis. It's just something that, a lot of people, they keep private. And, but
Mhm.
when I realized the community, and this, the story actually needs to be told from this perspective, it really changed my mindset of just how it all just comes together, and how we all are here to lift up one another, and share these experiences. So yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And you do have another son as well. His name is
Cairo.
Cairo.
Yeah, Cairo. He's the that's the one there. That's the fighter there. Cairo is he's very outspoken, very energetic, and he just loves to just be a part of what's going on, the happening. So
Getting
he's like,
in
yeah,
there,
let's
getting in
go,
there.
so he's a part of it as well. And we have a song called All Around the World that Both of them are featured on, and oh man, it's just so cool to share, my neurodivergence experience with them as well. So I have synesthesia and ADHD, so I talk about hearing sounds and perceiving them as colors. So we kind of explored that on all around the world. And I said, say to Cairo, hey, what colors do you see? And he started saying all the colors, and um, it's just really a beautiful moment in like a father-son connection surrounding neurodiversity, and not looking at it from a point of view of it's something sad that we're dealing with, but it's something that we're actually embracing and having fun with, and we want to help to educate others, and it kind of share their experience as well. So yeah.
Absolutely. And just so people know, so that album, that tell the name of it one more time.
Oh,
What
the
was the
song, the song is called "All Around the World." The album is called "The Colors in My Mind," which is a play, obviously, on the synesthesia.
but the first Grammy name and nominated album was called what?
Oh, that is called "Visions of Sounds," which is
That's
also a
it.
play.
Visions of Sound.
Yeah,
Yes.
Visions of Sounds. So I was diagnosed with ADHD at 13 years old, and
Okay.
with ADHD, also synesthesia. So when I was very young, in school, I would always be on the desk. Come to find out, like I learned things in rhythms. Like that was the way I could really retain information if I hear a beat to it, and I will also see visuals. So that was all about like play on words, seeing the music as color,
Yes.
and having a more colorful perception of reality.
And that is the album that has I that's the cover where you have each of their eyes, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
my well, my eyes and Christian's eyes.
my eyes and Christian. Okay, because I was like,
Yeah,
wow, wow. I mean, it's so cool to look at. So that right there hooked me
yeah,
in. I mean, so even and that was 2023, right? That album.
2023. Yes.
Okay, yeah, it feels like ages ago, right? And that's not even that long
Yeah.
ago. So yeah,
No.
so that's kind of where it started, and then it just has kind of gone this way since then. So you're embracing it
Hmm.
even more. So
Yes. Yes.
I want to talk about on Colors of My Mind. I did listen to it, and I just right off. I mean, it took me into another world with the first song, "You Are Enough," and
Hmm.
the like we talked about Christian's little giggle. I was like, wow, it grabbed my heart and did not let me go for the next 34 minutes. This
Hmm.
album is just the way those chants come through is so beautiful. Also, while you're jamming, it, like one of the lyrics, for example, says, I can hear your voice loud and clear when the world doesn't understand. I mean, just
Mm.
so fantastic. I really, my eyes were watered up. And how did this idea to actually have we'll call them affirmations,
Yeah.
come through?
Well, one of the things as an artist is that we hope for is that someone else would hear or see the art and get it and understand it. And that is my favorite line. I mean, the whole album, because as I wrote that song, it just came so naturally. As I was writing, I was literally just weeping the whole time, just crying, just really tears of joy. I never had an experience like that writing a song because it was just all pouring out from the heart. And it was one of those things where it just wrote itself.
Yes.
And in that moment, it just reminded me of Christian and his journey. And every little, as an autism parent, every little thing, every milestone is a victory, is a success. And I just remember him trying to say words and trying to wanting to communicate with us, right? And
Yes.
sometimes it may not sound as, would expect, or as you think you would want, but it's a step. It's a step in him communicating, and it's him communicating in his own voice, in his own way. And and there's just something about that where we just connect with him and we understand, we get it, we know what he's trying to say, we know what he's saying to us spiritually, we know what he's saying to us, and it's
Darn,
almost
the
reading
your
my mind.
connection froze up a little bit here.
Yeah, no, it's a connection to me. It almost feels like we can just read each other's mind and experience each other, what we're feeling emotionally. So that's what that line was all about.
It's just so that's it. You really met him where
Transcending
he's at,
communication,
and you
there it
didn't
is.
force him to be something else.
Yeah, for sure. It's for transcending communication barriers. It's just like all of these things that say we need to respond this way or we need to communicate this way. When we first started our journey, it was like the goal was to get Christian to speak. We wanted him to speak and say words. But that goal evolved over time to, like, it doesn't matter if he can say words or a certain way or what matters to us is the connection that we're building, understanding his world, understanding how he communicates, understanding, what he's trying to, say to us. And that is, I think, the highest form of intelligence is emotional intelligence, emotional connection. And we built that with him through the music.
Absolutely. And you're honoring him really in a way. You're honoring who he is, which is just so beautiful. So what made you decide to go ahead and be like you said that the song poured out of you, yes, but then it's like it pours out and then you have to make that decision. Am I going to be this vulnerable with the world, sharing not only Christian story, our family story? What kind of put you over the edge and said, you know what, let's go all in with this?
I think it was really the encouragement from my wife, Serena. She told me, when I came with her with the idea of, just working with Christian with music, she said, you should record this. You should turn this into a song because there's other people that are experiencing the same challenges, and this story would be inspiring. And then once we created a song, it was just like, well, you should just make an album, just make a whole album in honor of this. And that's kind of how it happened. And she spoke life into it. And the next couple of days, I was like building a new studio in the house and
Wow.
just really just making room for this dream. And it's been great. It's been a journey because, like, now I feel like music is a part of, like, the entire family, and our communication. Cairo is coming in the studio. He's like getting on the mic with Christian. He's formed a connection with Christian. And those two, like, it's so funny to watch them because Cairo is verbal, and he's neurotypical, but seeing them play together and to see them run around the house, it's like you'll never know that there's a barrier there. You know,
How is Cairo older?
younger.
Younger. Oh, how funny. Okay. Oh,
Kyle's
that
younger.
is
Christian's our
cool.
firstborn. You
Oh,
know,
I love that. I love that. Oh, that is really,
he's
really
the big
cool.
brother. Yep. Yep.
Yes. So not only does the album, highlight neurodiversity in a beautiful way. There's also a mental health component to the album, which I love. Uh, Mental health is such a huge, it's the mental health disabilities are the most common disability there is. And tell me about the mental health component in, so like there's a song that I love, said it's okay. So tell us a little bit about it's
Mhm.
okay and how that came.
Yeah, that song was actually written by Lachi, and she kind of introduced the concept. And the way I kind of work is like I'll create a lot of like what I'm feeling sonically with like beats and compose like records, and then I'll just sit with songwriters and say, "What do you hear on this? Like this is a concept of the album, but what do you hear on it?" And it's a great way to just kind of be to collaborate. And Lachi wrote that, and when I first heard it, I was like, "What does that mean? It's okay to be okay." And then I thought, because you hear things like it's okay not to be okay, to
Uh-huh.
not feel okay. So I kind of went in between the two, and like I was kind of a little conflicted by it at first, but then I started to realize, sometimes like when you're especially when you're a person with ADHD, you sort of have like I believe it's called rejection dysphoria, right? Or you
Mhm.
have like this feeling of like, like I'm not doing enough, right? I'm not
Mhm.
doing enough.
Mhm.
I'm not, I don't have time to rest. I don't have time to just take it easy. I don't have time to, and then you sort of put these constraints on yourself, and you put this weight on yourself. And I went through a depression, a couple times, like anxiety, where I have like I feel like physical, just pressure and physical, like almost like ailment, like in
Mhm.
my heart starts. It's just like I get really anxious and just really overwhelmed. And that was something I dealt with, and it was very debilitating for a while. Like it was just like I have to overcome this. Like, how do I, get rid of this anxiety and this? Um, and for me, it was just talking to myself, meditating, understanding that listen, you're not behind, you're not, um, in a deficit, you're not, going to lose. It's okay, and it's okay to be okay. It's
Right.
okay to be okay, and you don't have to always be exceptional and have this great idea all the time. Sometimes it's just okay to just be okay.
To coast.
It's like,
Yeah, to coast.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, tell people who Lachi is in case they're not familiar with her.
Yeah, Lachi is a great songwriter, outstanding advocate. She's all the above, just an amazing person in the disability world, in the music world, and the connection just came natural. After Visions of Sounds, and talking about my connection with my son, autism and ADHD, neurodiversity. We sort of found each other in that path, and it just came natural. I sent her some music, and she sent me like 8 ideas, and she wrote a lot on this album. She's executive producer on this album. Um, we co-wrote a song called uh, "The Love Cure," which was a phenomenal record. There's a lot going on in the news media about autism and it being cured and it being um, destroying families and all of these things. And so we wanted to create a song that just shifted the perspective around that, and something that was a movement to understand differences and to understand one another. And it was really great because we had so many different talented people that were a part of a recording academy come together and use their voice. When my son couldn't, and to come on the track and to say words of affirmation, to say love, and to use their voice to spread love and light. So it really came together, and it was produced by a very talented producer, mini producer, who you've probably seen everywhere on television, doing all these great things in the disability world. You're a divergent producer and super talented. So I was very um, fortunate to work with that. Those talented artists, and for it to come out the way it did.
Yes, I mean it really is basically is a celebration of disability and what can happen when community comes together. Real quick, I just have to do a little plug for Lachi. I have talked about her before on my Instagram and promoted her book. She has a new book, I Identify as Blind,
Yes,
because she is a blind recording artist. She also has won several
yes,
awards, and
yes.
so we have her Queen. We also have Medusa. Tell us about who Medusa is.
Oh yes, Medusa is a very talented songwriter who also wrote on Love Cure. That just came with it. Like we were um we were just like brainstorming writing, and she came with these amazing impactful lyrics that just blew everything out of the water, and we were like, wow. This song is not just a song, it is a movement. This is a fight song. This is something where we're really bringing awareness, and we're being forceful about it, and so it was amazing to work with her. She's so talented, and I'm just grateful to have worked with so many talented people surrounding that record. Just really amazing.
Yes, and for those that don't know, mini producer is Jay Manuel, who is, yes, y'all have
Hmm.
probably seen him around the media. He is the one of the stars of Jay and Pamela, who I've also talked about with you guys. Jay and Pamela is on
Amazing show.
TLC, just got
Yes.
renewed for a second season. So we
Woohoo.
we are excited for him. So
Yeah.
it's just really great to see you all going up, up, up.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it's
Yes.
really, really great. And so where
Very
I want,
fortunate to have that, to have a talented team, and to focus. It was really like the super friends meeting up, because we were
yes,
like all kind of doing our own thing in the disability world, and we all just connected, and Colors in My Mind was the result. So,
yes, everybody had their little piece to contribute, and no one was stepping on each other's toes. Y'all just kind of all got in there, and it just worked. So
mhm,
fantastic.
yeah.
So tell me about the cover of the album. Where did I think it's beautiful. I love the green. I love the whole art of it all. So tell me about that cover.
So the story. So my mom is an artist. She was an art teacher for many, many years. She's an
Oh,
educator for over 40 years, worked in
what?
library media. And so we were talking, and I said, Mom, I need an idea for my album cover. And I said, and I told her what the album was about. I wanted to explore mental health, neurodivergence, and what it means. And so she's told me, she said, well, I'm seeing a lot of greens.
Oh,
And when she said that, I was like, oh, interesting. And so she kind of left me with that. And she said
uh-huh.
greens, and she said, and I'm like, I see, just kind of like, what that, means in the mind. So I went and I connected with this very talented artist by the name of Stefan White. He's out of Berlin, Germany, and he's Afro-German artist, very super talented. He goes by Art Boy Dancing. He's autistic, and
Oh,
He learned to speak at 8. He learned to speak at 8 years old, and
Wow.
by using
Awesome.
colors and painting his emotions. And so I said, the thing is, Mom told me about greens, and we just want to do something cool. And so he's just like, all right, say less. So he came up with this design, and I was like, this is interesting. And when I first saw it, I didn't really understand it, and I said, okay, I like it, but it's a little odd. So I showed my mom, and she said, oh yeah, I get it. She said it's like a portal. It looks like a portal, and she said inside the neurodivergent mind.
Oh,
And I said, that's what it is.
wow. Wow.
And we just went with it.
Well, and
And so yeah, funny enough, I just put it in their hands, and they came up with it.
yes, yes. Well, and right off, I mean, what I thought of too is when your mom said she's seen greens, my first thought was like fresh and new, the green
Mhm.
grass growing. And so, yeah, this is a fresh, new idea. This has never been done before, and it does. And the blue in the center. I mean, oh, that's just a perfect way to look at it. It's like a portal into the mind and into the heart.
Yes, yes. And you know what's funny? And the mind isn't kind of interpreted as the heart as well. So what's so funny is after my mom told me that, and I was sitting with the artwork, and I started just researching, and I said, what does green mean? And the color
Oh,
green, what does it mean? And I started seeing all these things about mental health, and it's the
really?
color that represents mental health awareness. And I did not make that connection prior. So there we go.
I did not know that either. I did not know that either. Oh, that's just so beautiful. Wow. Wow. It is. And I wonder, whenever what'd you say his name was? DJ Dancing?
Art boy dancing, yeah, art boy
Artboard
dancing,
dancing.
Stefan
Yeah.
White.
I wonder if he knew that, or did it
No,
just come to
no,
him?
no, because
Wow.
the colors came. As I was playing in the album, and I played a few tracks for my mom. She said the first thing she said was just greens. She was like, I see a lot of greens.
Yes.
And then after that, it was just, when I gave it to him, he was just like, okay, I'll do something green. And then,
Yes.
and just kind of turned into
Oh,
that.
wow. Wow. Well, and then like I just did to even take it further, I'm all about symbolism and all that stuff. Like I'm
Yeah.
thinking too, like the blue, the water, like I'm thinking water and like the music
Yeah, it has
washes over you.
it also reminds you of water, because Christian loves water. Most people with autism love water. I
Yes.
use a lot of water instruments. Like I have a lot of sound healing instruments that we use. Ocean drum. I have African rain stick. I have a steel rain drum, and we
Oh,
experiment with these, and they're all like tuning frequencies, and we do like sound healing sessions, Christian and I, and we also feature some of these sounds on the album. So they
I
all
love
have
it.
something to do with water, and so it's amazing. It's amazing to see the connections come together like that.
Absolutely. And it is true. I mean, this album, it's it's
A lot
gonna
of hidden
sound strange,
gems.
but it's like it's easy to listen to, I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes, I mean, I'm back in the days of actual album, it's like, okay, you play that same song over and over. This one you play it all the way through. And I feel like that's it, the way the water, it does. This music just washes over you, heals you, and it just feels good. So it's just so fantastic.
Mm.
And the fact that you got to go to the Grammys, be on the red carpet, Serena, your wife, right there with her. Now tell me, you said she is the one that kind of put you to do the album. Tell me a little bit
Mhm.
more about her.
So my wife Serena is just she's amazing all around. I mean, she's just the nurturer, the encourager. She's all of those things, and she also runs. We have a foundation called the St. Ellis Foundation for Autism, and she runs that, and it's all about just making connections with families and providing music in spaces where it isn't as accessible. So,
Mhm.
we want to. We've made some amazing partnerships. We just did a partnership with the Styles Nicholson Brain Institute, and we did an amazing talk there with the director of music and medicine at Johns Hopkins.
Wow.
And we did, yeah, we received the Impact Award from the University of Florida Music and Medicine program. So we're making these connections just around the world talk about sound healing and talk about the power of music and that connection. So, yeah.
Really, really awesome. I love that. I mean, this is a global impact, a global movement, and you did it just by sharing what was in your heart. And there's just something so
Mhm.
beautiful about that. So I can't wait to see where we go from here. I know it's been on some charts. Didn't it like get number 1 in Greece or something? Tell me a little bit about the
Yeah.
the chart that's been made.
Yeah, we did number 1 on iTunes charts. Number 1 new age song in Greece. We did number top it was top 20, I think number 13 on um the um the charts here for new age on Billboard. So it's really been having a lot of great success. We're just really thankful. You didn't expect that. It was kind of turned into like a almost like a pop phenomenon. But we're in a new age space, but we're just like, man, we just love getting the word out and about awareness and acceptance. That's what we're about. So it's just great to see that come together in the way that it did.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's like just hanging on for the ride and see where it takes you. So how can, if people have not listened to it before, tell them how they can listen, where it's available, how they can, follow you and stay in touch about what events you do and all that good stuff.
Yeah, always chrisreddingmusic.com. Um, you can go there and listen to music, Spotify, you know, anywhere music is streamed, we're there. So
Okay.
just type in Colors in
Okay.
My Mind. And we got some really cool events coming up. One of the things that we've been doing is just sort of hybrid of like a talk and a live performance. And so we're
Oh,
doing that. We have a talk coming up at BMI. We're talking about the neural arts and how making a connection between you know the arts and autism, mental health, all of those great things and how they're all connected. And so we're excited about it. We're excited about where that leads and just educating and informing people on what this looks like, building community in the process. So
absolutely. And so when for people to know about these events and possibly attend, where should they follow you at? Or is there a mailing list or do they follow you on Instagram or
yes,
what?
our Instagram, yes, follow on Instagram to stay updated. Our website, chrisreadingmusic.com, and you'll see what we're up to next.
I love it. Well, I'll be sure to put all the links in the description for people to find you. And I'm just so happy to have had this conversation with you. And I just really appreciate your
Likewise.
time.
Likewise, it's always a pleasure. We got to connect. We got to hang out next time I come to NYC.
Absolutely, absolutely, yes. Next time you're in town, we gotta hook up for sure. I'd love to meet the rest of
Good.
the family as well. So thank you again.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
All right, see you later. Bye.
Peace.
Peace.